Hello viewers, this is Paladin of Odin, and this is some more Magic the Gathering Online. This is another episode of the Standard Commentary Series, and we've got Black-White Eldrazi versus Eldrazi Aggro. Black-White just threw down a Thought-Knot Seer and got rid of a Reality Smasher, leaving Aggro with Tomb of the Spirit Dragon Island and Reality Smasher. So, well timed with that Thought-Knot Seer, otherwise he would have soon been facing double Reality Smasher. And he didn't throw down the Smasher. I would have expected him to go in with the Smasher right there. But I guess he decided it was better not to. Just attacking in with the four flying damage that can't be blocked, because he doesn't have any flying. Well, now that I think about it, he would have been able to block with the Hangerback Walker and get Thopters of his own so that he could start blocking the flyers, so it's actually a valid tactic. And holding back the Reality Smasher for an opportunity where you know you can get in with it, not a bad idea. But a second Thought-Knot Seer from Black-White is going to most likely get rid of the other Reality Smasher, unless something scarier is in his hand right now. Nope, went for the second Reality Smasher, leaves him with Stubborn Denial and an island. So, not a very good position for aggro. Attacking all in from Black-White. Most likely, aggro's just going to take it. So he takes the 6 and goes down to 14, so life totals are tied up 14-14. And Tomb of the Spirit Dragon gains him 3 life, so he's back up to 17. So aggro does have a slight advantage here. He can, theoretically, use both the tombs a turn and gain 6 life, while doing 4 damage to the Black-White Eldrazi deck that Black-White can't do anything about at the moment, or at least not that we know of. A Flaying Tendrils would be pretty good here. He'd be able to buff up the Hangerback Walker so it wouldn't die, and then it would clear all of aggro's board, and he'd probably concede at that point. Rising Miasma would work too. He'd still have the mana for the Hangerback Walker. Other than that, there's plenty of creature kills that he can use. It's just, which ones do you use it on? Fires off a Spatial Contortion to kill off the Dimensional Infiltrator, so we'll see what aggro decides to do. Gain life, or activate the ability and hope to hit a land. Actually, he can do both. So here's the Dimensional Infiltrator. It'll exile the top card of Black-White. Hits a swamp. While that's on... I was expecting while that was on stack that he could have been able to activate the tomb and gain 3 life, but I guess not. Either way, it's so that he can throw down the Infiltrator again because it has flash. All-in attack here from Black-White. 2 Thought-Knot Seers and a 2/2 Hangerback Walker. That is 10 total damage. And flashing the Dimensional Infiltrator. And it's too bad aggro doesn't have something like a Spatial Contortion of his own so that he could do that to the Thought-Knot Seer that he's blocking. He could have just used one blocking creature, killed it off, but double blocking one of the Thought-Knot Seers. He'll take 6 and go down to 11, but he does get to draw a card, though he did lose half of his army for the trouble. And second main phase for Black-White is a third Thought-Knot Seer. Holy crap. And what does he have? Gets rid of an Eldrazi Sky Spawner. That was the card that he drew. So he's still stuck with the same two cards that are pretty much useless. And things really aren't looking good for aggro here. If he had something along the lines of a spell that he could play, followed by Crush of Tentacles so that he could Surge, or, yeah, well, Surge wouldn't really be all that good because then he'd have the 8/8, but then Black-White would be able to do the Thought-Knot Seers again. So that would only help him for a turn. The Thopters are attacking in for 2, so Black-White goes down to 8. That is the problem with blue and red. How do you deal with big creatures like this when there's a couple of them? I mean, he could roast one of them, but he'd have to pain for the red mana since his only red source is a Shivan Reef. But it would get him a card draw if he could kill one of these guys. But oh, honestly, I would have gone aggressive and manned up one of my Shambling Vents so that I could try and finish this right now. As it stands, it's only 10 damage. Response from aggro. What has he got? Ah, firing off the Foundry to get 2 Thopter tokens. And he's going to chump block the Thought-Knot Seers, both of them? Or is he going to save one of his Thopters? I was just thinking, if he has something like, what is it, Trumpet Blast? The red sorcery that gives all your creatures +2/+0. If he has something like that, he can win the game. But Black-White throws down a Drawn-at Liberator of Malakir, which can easily block Thopter tokens, and follows it up with another Hangerback Walker, which he will make into a 2/2. So something like that last-ditch overpowered attack isn't going to work now that Black-White has a flying blocker. He can... No, he sacrificed that land. Never mind. He can activate Tomb of the Spirit Dragon to gain 3 life and go up to 8, but that's not going to make a difference. I honestly can't think of a thing that aggro could play here that would win him this game. Plays another Foundry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know, if he had one of those direct X burn spells in his hand, he could win because he'd have enough mana to directly burn Black-White out. So Drana blocks one of the Thopters. So that'll be 2 combat damage going through. In response, nothing. So Black-White goes down to 6. Throws down an Eldrazi Mimic. 1, 2, 3, 4. He doesn't have the mana to fire off the Foundry, so he's going to have 1 blocker. And he concedes. Yeah, at that stage, it was very, very minimal chance that he had something to actually win after I actually thought of a way that he could win, but he was in a real bad spot for a real long time. But it was a pretty close match, and since this video is almost 10 minutes long, I'll end the video there. That was Black-White Eldrazi versus Eldrazi